Hey everyone, it's me, Al, and I am here firing out a bunch of mugs and beer mugs. And I have a hometown show to go to on Saturday, and I had absolutely nothing here. And I had to work at the big paper factory, so I didn't have any time. But this week I'm on vacation, so I threw pots, yeah, like almost a whole load yesterday, dried them out in the warming box with the dehumidifier, got them dry enough. I was able to handle because it was such a nice day out, and so they were dry enough to fire. So I am on the I am on hour 4 of this firing of a 6-hour firing, and this is looking down into the vent hole of the updraft. I just got done turning it up, probably for the last turn up, because you can see the flame coming up almost to the top, and that's about how high we want that. Um, You want it just under the lid on the last turn up. So tonight, I'm just hanging out here until this goes down and monitoring the monitoring how it's going. So we have reached a low red heat, so that's good. I don't use a um, I don't use Hey everyone, me Al, and I'm here again with sound. I I think maybe that my Bluetooth was on, but we reached the low red heat in the kiln, so that's good. We're on hour 4, and I just did a turn up, hour 4 of a 6-hour firing, and the pots are looking pretty decent in there. So you want that flame on the last turn up to be just under the lid where it's at. I may need to come out and turn it down again because as the kiln heats, that flame will come up through much easier as heat allows it to. So I don't want that just blasting out of this vent in the top here. This vent in the top here. So um, this is my updraft kiln. The place looks like a pottery junkyard, but I tried to. I wanted to do this film, video this in landscape simply because I think it gives us more surface area to see what's happening. And so over here is where I turn it on. I got some weeds here. Got a weed around the kiln. Uh, this is where I do my turn ups. This is the pilot, and that lights the pilot burner, so you can hear that sound. I just love that sound, that low rumble. I could probably take a nap to that if I got the hammock. So I need to mix glaze. I got to decide what colors I'm going to be using, what glazes. I'm pretty much out of everything, so I need to mix probably 2 or 3 glazes. I have a really simple recipe, so they're easy to mix. I may just get up in the morning and mix them and then glaze in the afternoon because this is going to need to cool. And then tomorrow night, we'll be hanging out for the glaze firing. So we are past the stage, the explosions happening from moisture. So that was good. So usually hour 1 and 2 of the firing, you're hoping that all the moisture has left the pots. Um, it's been raining, so some of my shelves got wet. As long as the pots are dry, the shelves will steam right out nice. Um, so another thing is that I usually do a 2-hour warm up at the beginning. I didn't this time because I felt that the pots were dry enough, and so I only did a 1-hour warm up, and that seems to have worked. So let's go and look in here and see if we can see that cone. I am in vacation mode, wearing cutoff jeans, um, because I don't need to be at work. So let's look in here. So you can see that cone is standing up inside there. And when that cone bends, that's the only way I know how to turn this off. I'm trying to get a focus on here if I can. Yeah, there it is. So I check that every 15 minutes towards the end of the firing to watch that and to make sure it bends all the way and bends to where I want it. So a lot of times, if you want to manipulate the firings in certain ways, you can choose how far that cone bends, um, how fast it bends, how far it bends, um, and also it may be an indicator to do something to the firing. So sometimes I will do a full body reduction, and that will happen at cone '06. So I will have, if it's a glaze fire, I'll have a cone '06 next to that cone 6. And then when I see that melt, the cone '06, I will do the process of full body reduction then. And then I will open the kiln back up and continue on after that. This is just a bisque fire. This is just to get the pots hard enough for me to glaze without them breaking. I tried raw firing. Raw firing, for me, maybe I need to practice the process more. It gave me cracks in the pots because of the water it was absorbing. I have pretty thick glaze. The glaze is thick, kind of like milkshake, or maybe a little bit thinner. I'm going to say chocolate milk consistency. There's usually a number for the specific gravity. Mine is 1.53. However, if I am simply doing the glaze by eye and I'm putting it on the pots, maybe the pots didn't reach the correct temperature in the bisque, or maybe there was a temperature variation in the kiln where some absorb more water than others. That can be a problem. Um, so I went back to bisquing just to cut down on the loss of the pots. So, all right, friends. So that's a little bit of firing a updraft gas kiln, and I hope that you're all having a great day.